I got some ideas for you how to build a town. Because it's nice having all these railroads. What good is a railroad if you don't have people to service your railroad? You need all that industry. You need the town folks. So I got this yard situated here, and I kind of have the place for a town here, and it can actually cross the tracks. So you want a place where the crossing would cross minimum tracks. You don't want to cross a whole yard. That would be a little silly. So what you want to do is have your yard maybe out here. Okay, so what I'm going to do though is I'm going to actually destroy some of this stuff, like boink. So there we go. Now I can delete this piece. All right, thanks for that. All right, so to build a town, it's not just putting buildings next to each other. You got to do some SimCity planning here. And there's a way to do that. One of the ways is to come in here and pick up a cart. Okay, like a cart like that. And first off, there's always room for parking next to your buildings. But it's really funny because in Railroads Online, they actually have parking. And parking is not what you think. It's a piece of wood, and that's where you tie your horses up to. Okay, so your horses would pretty much come out that way. So that's your parking for horses. We don't have any horses in games, which I hope they kind of just have some horses that we can put up, and they'd be kind of lashed up there. But we don't have that for right now. Oh, I love that song. All right, so next part, let's get a second cart. And it doesn't have to be a closed cart, could any be of these carts. And so this would be the second cart, and this is the cart that would be traveling down the road. Okay, this cart is moving. But it's got to be far enough away from the horses. Okay, so it can't be right next to the horses. It's got to have a little bit of space. Now the next cart would be coming the opposite direction. Okay, let's say like that. So this is the track that's coming this way. So you have two-way passing. All right, now you're starting to see where I'm getting at. Now you would have parking and a little bit of space. You'd have parking maybe about right here. All right, so that means we can take and put our next building maybe right about here. Ta-da! I'm going to guess that's about 11 to 12 meters. Let's see if I'm right. 11. Look at that. See, that looks right, doesn't it? That looks like a proper street. That's actually kind of a narrow street. Some streets are even wider. If you look up historic pictures of, maybe I can do that. Let's see. Let's go to, first I want to measure the length of this. I want to see if I'm right. Let's do this right. I'll just use track. Okay, we'll come in here. There we go. There's the track. And let's measure that across. And what's it say? 10 meters. Oh, 11. Yeah, see, there we go. I just laid that out and I just guessed. I said 11 or 12. And there it is. That's 11. 11 right there. So that's kind of a good guide. You can lay out a piece of track that's 11 and then start laying out your city and just continue along with your streets. And your intersections will be wide, and that's okay to make the intersections even bigger if you need to, because they had a little space for that. But yeah, when some of you guys are building the towns, the streets are so narrow, it's kind of like European streets. And in the old West, we had lots and lots of space, except if you're on a cliff or something like that, a hill town. But that's your minimum street distance because, again, you had to have place for your horses to park. and you had to have a place for your wagons to park and wagons to pass. So anyway, I hope that gives you some inspiration on how to start laying out your town. Oops. There you go. And see, to me, that's still pretty narrow. I would have probably made it 12. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. I sure did, bringing this to you. Please like, subscribe, and leave me some comments, even if you hate what I do. I like the feedback. All right. We'll see you all later in Railroads Online.